Hey guys, how you doing? Today on the show, we're going to cover a lot of things. I'm going to run through some of it for you. We're going to cover how you can be more than who you are right now. A message for everyone who doesn't have the success they want yet. How to build the capacity for your success. What it means if you don't have success yet. How Gandhi was able to take on the British Empire. Why Nelson Mandela was able to stay positive in a jail sentence, a lifetime jail sentence. How to turn on new genes for self-improvement. I'm talking about biology, not the genes that you wear. Viktor Frankel's advice for finding bliss, even while in a Nazi concentration camp. The one human freedom that cannot be taken away. Why being smart isn't enough, according to Elon Musk. How to use your smartphone for productivity and success. And the perfect path that has been given to you as a gift. So I listed all this stuff out just so when you listen to the podcast, you don't have to worry about these notes. But afterwards, or the next day when you come back and read these, they should bring back all of the answers to your mind. So enjoy the podcast, and I will talk to you soon. What's up, entrepreneurs? You have the solution to a problem. But if the people who need that solution still aren't buying, it's because they don't believe you. So how can you get your ideal customers to believe you, buy what you're offering, and improve their lives? First, everybody has false beliefs wrapped in limiting stories, and the only way to break those false beliefs is by wrapping the truth in a better story. And the way to do that is through story hacking. Story hackers take the most powerful stories from the past, hack the formulas, and apply it to their businesses for profits and impact. I'm Dave Anderson, and my goal is to turn every funnel hacker and every entrepreneur into an expert storyteller using the power of story hacking. That's what this podcast is all about. And remember, guys, your story isn't finished. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I hope you're having a great day. Today, I want to talk to you about you. I want to tell you something that you already know, but maybe you just don't know how to articulate it. And by that I mean, maybe you just don't know how to say it clearly. Before you can really believe something strongly and take action on it, more importantly, you have to know how to say it. Once you can say it clearly, then you can think it clearly, then you can take action on it. And what I want to talk to you about today and what you're going to believe and know by the end of this podcast is that you can be more than who you are right now. And this message today is for everyone who doesn't have the success that they want yet. And I want to tell you why that is. Excuse me. If you don't have the success that you want yet, it means that you don't have the capacity for that success yet. But that might sound like bad news, but there's good news. The good news is you can get capacity. And the way you can get the capacity for the success that you want is from doing hard things. No success means no capacity. You get capacity from doing hard things. Gandhi, he was just one Indian man. But he fought the British Empire. This was in the early 1900s. He fought the British Empire with peaceful protest, under threat of death and all kinds of things. But he did that. Now, how did he have the strength to do that? The reason he had the strength to do that is because when you bite off more than you can chew, you get stronger. Nelson Mandela, he fought against apartheid in South Africa. And because of that, the government of South Africa gave him a life sentence in jail. He didn't cry about it. He didn't get depressed about it. He spent that time in jail, many years, preparing to lead South Africa because he knew that his life would only take two courses. Either he would die in jail and be a martyr because he was arrested and jailed unjustly, or he would be released and he would take his place as the rightful leader of South Africa, chosen by the people. How did he do that? When you bite off more than you can chew, you get stronger. When you stress yourself with a new environment or a new situation, new genes actually turn on. I'm talking about genes as in genetics, not the kind that you wear. When you stress yourself and put yourself in a new environment, new genes turn on. This has been scientifically proven. And what that means is you become more than who you are. You become more of who you could be. Take a look at Viktor Frankel. He wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. I think originally, the original translation of the title of that book was Embrace Life Despite Everything. Something like that. I might be having it wrong, but that's the general idea. Despite everything, embrace life. And he was a prisoner in several Nazi concentration camps. His father was starved to death. His mother was killed. His wife, the love of his life, was taken from him and also murdered. But I'll tell you something that Viktor Frankl said. He said, "What is to give light must endure burning." What is to give light must endure burning. That means that if you want your light to shine, you can't give up when an obstacle comes. You have to endure it. You can't give up when there's a struggle, when there's a conflict. You have to endure it. When you fall into a pitfall, you have to endure it. When you're unjustly prosecuted, you endure it. I'm not saying that you lay down or you let people walk all over you. I'm saying that you endure it. You don't give up. You don't cry about it. You don't get depressed. I mean, you might have moments, when you cry. There's nothing wrong with crying. You can cry and then get it out of your system, stand back up, dust yourself off, and continue moving down the path. And you have the power to do that. The power to do that has been proven again and again and again. If you look at history, all the evil that comes against human beings, we have the power in us to overcome it. Another thing that Viktor Frankl said, and this is a quote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." There's a story about Viktor Frankl. He was being forced to work under harsh conditions by the Nazi prison camp guards. He was barefoot. The ground was freezing. He was walking over sharp rocks. And he just thought about his wife. He decided to think about his wife. And he looked up in the clouds and he would just imagine her face. And in that moment of what other people might complain about or cry about or, just be thinking about the pain and the discomfort, he experienced a moment of bliss, thinking about his wife while being forced to work in freezing weather, barefoot, walking on cold, sharp rocks. And the reason I mention him and Viktor Frankl and Gandhi and Nelson Mandela is because they're no different than you. Whatever it is that you want to accomplish, you have it within you to do that. Whatever it is you desire, you can do it. And I know that might sound cheesy, but I believe that a person's desires are shaped by their abilities. I don't really think that a person who's 5 feet tall truly desires to be a professional basketball player if their brain is functioning correctly. I believe that our desires are shaped and somewhat constrained by our abilities. And when we realize that we can do something, that we have the ability, it makes that desire burn even brighter. You know, Elon Musk, you might think Elon Musk is, just some genius. If you think that Elon Musk is just smart, you would be very, very wrong. Elon Musk is very conscientious. Most people who are entrepreneurs, they're very high in trait openness. All the ideas are just flowing through. But that also means they kind of have a problem with boundaries, sticking to one thing, focusing their attention. Their attention is usually all over the place. But Elon Musk is not just a brilliant guy with lots of great ideas. Let me read you a quote from Elon Musk. Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100-hour weeks every week. This improves the odds of success. If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve. Let me read that again because I was in the middle of a sniffle. If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve. Elon Musk is putting in 80-hour work weeks, 100-hour work weeks. Do you think he's on Twitter? Do you think he's on Instagram? Do you think he's scrolling through Facebook? Do you think he's wasting time? He's not wasting any time. Are you wasting time? I know I waste a lot of time. Today and yesterday, I was just thinking about that. If we bite off more than we can chew, we become more than who we are. And what if we did that every day? I learned that from Jordan Peterson to ask myself that question. And I decided today and yesterday, I'm just going to spend my day making all good decisions. I'm going to make all good decisions. I'm going to get everything done that I need to get done. And then after 8 hours, 10 hours, I'll take a rest. And then maybe I'll get back to it. And it's very difficult to do. It's very difficult for me to do, let me say. But once I do it, I feel so good after it. I feel so good afterwards. So the message of today is, you can be more than who you are right now. There's a certain path in front of you. On that path, you're making all the right decisions. As you make wrong decisions about what you're going to do with your time, you veer off of that pathway that's a possibility before you. The possibility of you being all that you could be, or more of who you could be. Every time you make a bad decision, every time you decide to binge on Netflix, every time you decide to eat the wrong food that you know you shouldn't eat, every time you decide to sleep in, every time you decide to waste time, you're veering off of the path that has been given to you as a gift. If only you make the right decisions, you can stay on that path. Whatever it is that you want to accomplish you can accomplish it. Put down the smartphone if you're wasting time on it. If you're on your smartphone, go there to get inspiration so that you can become a publisher, not a consumer. Publish, don't consume. Do research for your publishing, not just for consumption. Look at the people who have the same ideal customers and clients that you want to have. Look at them for inspiration. That's your research. What are they doing? And then use that to spark ideas in your own mind and share those ideas as a publisher. You can be more productive I can be more productive. We all can be more productive. And what I just want to say today is I want you to have the same realization that I had. There is a path laid out. And if you make the right decisions, that path can be yours. Maybe it could have been yours a long time ago, but it's never too late. So start making the right decisions now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until tomorrow. Do it now. Just get that little bit of practice of enacting self-discipline in your life. And then you can become more of who you could be. So that's the message for today, guys. I have a web class that's going to be coming out soon. I'm so excited for it. It's called Story Hacking Hero, and I can't wait to share it with you. So what you can do for me is go to the link. I'm going to put a link below this, and all I want you to do when you go to that link is tell me your number one question. Your number one question about storytelling for your business. Storytelling to grow your business. How to tell your personal story. Any question you have, what's your number one problem? What's your number one challenge with storytelling to grow your business and to connect with your audience, to grow your audience? I need to know your number one question because that is going to help me make the best storytelling, story selling, story hacking course that has ever been made. That's my goal. That's what I want to give to you. And that's my only ask for you. Tell me your number one question about story selling and storytelling for your business. And until next time, remember, you can be more than who you are, more of who you could be. All you have to do is make the right decisions in every moment, every day. I'm excited for you, and I can't wait to talk to you again. What's up, guys? First, I just want to say that I read every single 5-star review. So the biggest favor you can do for me right now is go to iTunes and review this podcast. 5-star reviews tell Apple they should show this podcast to other entrepreneurs just like you. And when you spread story hacking, you're spreading solutions that are making the world better. This is something I want us to do together as story hackers. So go to iTunes and tell me how story hacking is improving your business and your life. And one more thing. I want you to ask me your number one question about this podcast episode or any other episode. You can even leave me a voice message question and I'll play it on the podcast and give you a shout out. That way everybody can know you're a story hacker and a real part of this community. So go ahead and check the link in the description for that. So thanks so much for the reviews, guys, and keep a lookout for your shout out when I play your question on the podcast. And remember, guys, your story isn't finished.